Ogury has been created back in 2014, so 10 years ago. And we were one of the leaders of the privacy first movement because even though it was not necessary at the time, we were the first company to ask for full consent to users to use their private information. And the way we look at it, the industry has been going through three different big waves since the inception. Our industry is only 30 years old, which sounds crazy because it's a $1 trillion industry. The first wave was the wave of search engine marketing. Second wave was the wave of social marketing. Third wave, which is still going strong, is retail media. And the fourth wave, which we believe is going to be very, very big, is the wave of privacy. And that's going to be, thanks to the focus from the regulators. It started in Europe, but it's getting strong in the US and in other countries, including Japan, for example. And more consumers are asking for access to their private information and also having a say in how that private information can be used. This is something that is going to be super important, especially on the open internet. And we are squarely focusing on being one of the leaders of that movement.
What sets Ogury apart from other players in the ad tech space? Specifically, how are you helping brands and publishers navigate today's complex advertising landscape?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we're doing is we are the leaders of what we call personified advertising, which by definition is privacy first. So we are focusing on personas and not people, which means that we are going to target a set of characteristics and not a person per se. And then we're not going to try to fool that person through a set of identifiers, them being first-party data or third-party identifiers, but we are going to correlate a set of persona that defines that person with a destination. So by definition, it's in full respect of people's privacy. We actually don't care whom we are going to talk to, but we want to target the right audience at the right time for the brands.
CES, we're here in Vegas, is all about innovation and the future. AI has been a major focus of this particular event this year. What is your take on the technology and how you guys leverage it?
So to me, AI is going to be one of those changes where even though it's been used and overused, and if you look at the evolution of technology over the years, there's always been some buzzwords every single year. A few years ago, it was all about blockchain and NFTs and things like that. I actually think that AI, the way it's being understood right now, is going to be a major shift in our industry, almost to the magnitude of when internet, started and was started to be used to access information. That being said, AI has been used for the longest time. At the end of the day, it's processing data and doing algorithm. But with the avenue of ChatGPT, SearchGPT, OpenAI, all of that, I think we are at the beginning of something that can really change the paradigm on how people access information online. For example, largely we are still looking at mostly static pages, whether them being on walled gardens or whether them being on the open internet. And that's changing more and more because when you go on SearchGPT and ask for a question, you are going to get something that is generated and you are not being redirected to a page that was generated by a human being or by an algorithm. And that is posing some significant challenges for industry because depending on where the data is going to be pulled, if it's garbage in, it's going to be garbage out. And furthermore, it poses the question of intellectual property, right? So that's why we do believe that the industry will have to be very careful to make sure that whatever is feeding the AI pages is coming from reputable sources, and also making sure that publishers and journalists are being paid for the content that is going to be used for AI, for example.
So what message are you hoping to convey to the industry here? How do you envision Ogury shaping the future of the advertising technology landscape?
So for us, we really aim to be one of the leaders of this privacy wave that's coming. It's very important to continue to leverage the power of the internet, but in full respect of people's privacy. And the way we believe this is the best way to do is again by what we call personified advertising, which is focusing on the personas, not on the person. And in doing so, generating and collecting a lot of different data sources. One of them, the most important one, being what we call zero-party data, which means data that's been collected with the full consent of the user in a way that doesn't share any of their personal information. That's something that is one of the key of being able to target people efficiently in full respect of people's privacy.
CES comes in the beginning of the year. Lots of excitement here. What are you excited about for the year ahead?
Yeah, so truly to me, it's understanding like the big split of the industry where you are going to continue to have two camps, the camp of the owners of first-party data, walled garden, retail media. These people are safe as long as the regulators allow them to collect first-party data. But a very big part of the industry, which is the open internet, is about to completely change. And again, if people don't focus on people's privacy, on privacy rights, if people don't leverage and understand what's going to happen through how contents get generated, they're going to miss the boat. So from my point of view, from Ogury's point of view, our priorities are to squarely continue to lead the pack in this movement of privacy first, and also make sure that we can leverage AI in the best way possible.